Hey, horror fans! Once again, it is me, the Horror Miser Manichi. It's time to review the next horror movie by director M. Night Shyamalan. It is Knock at the Cabin. Are you willing to make the ultimate sacrifice to save humanity? Ha 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 ha!
Don't fuck with them hoes.
Now, Knock at the Cabin is a 2023 American apocalyptic psychological horror film. Was directed by M. Night Shyamalan. It was written by him, Steve Desmond, and Michael Sherman, based upon the novel The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. The film stars Dave Bautista, Jonathan Goff, Ben Aldridge, Nikki Akuma Bird, Kristen Cole, Abby Quinn, and Rupert Gint. Yes, Ron Wesley's here. Now, in the film, while vacationing, a girl and her parents are taken hostage by armed strangers who demand that the family make a choice to avert the apocalypse. Oh no! We were just having fun. Now we got to stop the world from ending. One of the more interesting directors that have made a career for themselves since the beginning of the 21st century is Pennsylvania native M. Night Shyamalan. Known for his supernatural plots and twist endings, Shyamalan broke through with his hit film 1999, The Sixth Sense, and we all know how great that film was. Now, he would receive Oscar nominations for Best Director and Best Original Screenplay for that film, and most considering him the modern-day Alfred Hitchcock because the man know how to make movies. He made a reputation for himself and would go on to make several successful films such as Unbreakable, Signs, and The Village. Now, a lot of people might say something about Signs and The Village, but most people did enjoy all those films. Then Shyamalan would hit the wall with several poorly reviewed films such as The Lady in the Water, The Happening, and perhaps the worst film in his career ever, The Last Airbender, along with After Earth. Now, I had my problems with After Earth because obviously Will Smith's son simply cannot act at all, and he was the worst part of the film. But The Last Airbender, boy, did he get criticized for ruining what was a great anime film. He got criticized for whitewashing the cast. It really had nothing to do with what the source material was. It was just like, what in the world was he thinking about? Now, he seems to have found his groove again with The Visit and Split, but he kind of received mixed reviews or poor reviews with Glass and definitely with Old. Now, I saw Old myself, and I just said, you know what, after Glass, he seemed to be coming back to the great Shyamalan, but Old it was just terrible. It was poorly written because I said again, people don't talk that way, especially kids. And so here we are with Shyamalan's latest project, which is based upon the 2018 horror novel The Cabin at the End of the World by Paul Tremblay. We have Knock at the Cabin. Now, taking place in a remote cabin in Burlington County, New Jersey, we see 7-year-old Wynn, who's out catching grasshoppers and is approached by a stranger named Leonard. Now, she becomes scared when 3 other strangers holding makeshift weapons, causing Wynn to run back into the cabin where her parents, same-sex couple Eric and Andrew, are relaxing out back. Now, the strangers, they break into the cabin after tying up Eric and Andrew. Leonard explains why they're there. What are they doing there? What's the weapons for? What's going on, dude? Well, Leonard explains that he, along with Redmond, Sabrina, and Adrian, who they never met before this day, were driven by visions that they all had, and it led them to meet this family here at this cabin. What the hell? He goes on and says that in order to prevent the end of the world of the apocalypse, Eric, Andrew, and Wynn must willingly kill a member of their family as a sacrifice, or the world will be beset by plagues. Oh man, reading too much Old Testament stuff. Out of all of his films, Shyamalan wastes no time in getting straight to the premise in his film as we see all 4 strangers come inside the cabin within the first 10 minutes of the film. Now, of course, I'm not spoiling anything because we see this in the trailers, and that's basically what Shyamalan does. Gets right to the point. Right, everything happens within the first 10 minutes of the film. No, he and the cinematographer, they definitely take advantage of the settings as well, as you never expect anything like this happening in the middle of nowhere. Now, we've all seen our fair share of cabin and wood settings in horror films. This is something a little bit different, not the typical normal simple situation that we see in horror films with this setting. So I got to give Shellingham and his writers credit for taking a similar premise that we've seen in other horror films and using this for this type of story. No, I love the back and forth we get with Andrew and the strangers as we get to see the dynamics between the strangers and Eric and Andrew. Now, first off, do we really believe the visions that they saw that the world would end if Eric, Andrew, and Wynn didn't make a decision on who to kill? I mean, that's the first thing you had to come up with in your mind. Is like, do these people who they claim they don't never met before in their lives all had the same type of visions, all decided to meet together, make these makeshift weapons, and come out to this remote cabin and simply saying that you got to sacrifice yourself or the world's going to end? I mean, it's really kind of a leap of faith, if you want to say. And does Andrew, Eric, and Wayne really believe what the strangers are telling them this, or this is something else? I mean, you really have to understand that there's simply no way in the world that these four strangers are going to break into your cabin and tell you this wild story you have to kill one of your members of your family in order to prevent the world from ending. I mean, that's really something you really have to make yourself truly believe. And I like both plays on this decision here. I like what the strangers do with each other. I like what Eric, Andrew, and Wen do. So I really have to give credit for everyone's how it was actually written, which I'll talk about later, and how the interactions are done. Now, Shanahan, along with Steve Desmond and Michael Sherman, they do a great job in taking Paul's novel and leaves the audience guessing on whether or not what the strangers are saying are true. Just like I said earlier, the audience will have to believe it's like, wait a minute, this seems real far fetched. Is this something that's really true? Or is there something else going on that's going to happen? And keep in mind, this is a Shelleyham film, so I'm pretty sure a lot of audience will be waiting to see whether or not this is true or not. You know, what I really like was the flashbacks we get to seeing Andrew and Eric during their relationships. We get to see, you know, other aspects of their relationship. We get to see when they first adopt Wen. We get to see other parts of their relationship, which will make the audience care what happens to them and Wen. So I really thought the flashback scenes that we get in this film are great. Now, the acting is very good, especially Dave Batista. I think this is his best role yet, who plays Leonard like a sad, gentle giant who, out of all the strangers, really believes what they're doing is right. He truly believes that the sacrifices that have to be made in this film, they have to do it or the world's going to end. I mean, he does a fantastic job for a man of his size. He's very gentle. He doesn't want to do it. He doesn't want to be violent, but unfortunately, he believes they have to be in order to save the world. Now, Ben Aldridge, he's great as Andrew. He's kind of the more aggressive between he and Eric, and we get to see why during the flashbacks. But I like the interactions between the two. I mean, even as a same sex couple, you really do care for them. You really believe that they love each other. It wouldn't matter if this was a same sex couple or a straight couple. You really truly believe and you feel sorry for this family here, putting this impossible situation. I thought both actors did a great job of portraying that. No, while I never read the novel, it seems that Shelleyham and the filmmakers do stick close to the source material, which playing on the themes of faith, love of family, and the willingness to make the ultimate sacrifice for the better of mankind. I believe they did a pretty good job with it. And again, like I said, never read the novel before. I'm pretty sure they made some changes for dramatic effect because obviously reading in books, sometimes some of the material doesn't translate well into film. I'm pretty sure they made some changes on it, but I thought they stuck close to the source material. Of course, I'm sure everyone will be waiting to see that Shelleyham trademark for the twist in the film, and you know, you're going to have to see the film and find out what it is, because I'm not telling. You know, while not as good as The Sixth Sense or Unbreakable, it's a vast improvement over old. So let's hope Shelleyham continues to make good films like this one. Like I said, it's not great, but it's pretty good, and I did enjoy Knock at the Cabin. So I'm going to give Knock at the Cabin 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Yeah, 3 out of my 5 bloody gold coins. Like I said, it's a decent film. Our performances were great. Love the setup Love the interplay between the strangers and the couple and the family. You really have to suspend your belief on whether or not what is happening is true or not, and I think that plays well in the film. So, pretty good job right here, guys. So there you have it. That's my video and review for today. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give me a thumbs up, like, and share because it does help out with that YouTube algorithm. Also, if you have seen Knock in the Cabin, what did you think about it? Please leave your comments in the comment section below and tell you what you thought about the film. Also, if you're new here, please hit that subscriber button, ring that notification bell. That way you'll be notified anytime when I put a new video such as this one. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G, and always remember that horror rules. I'll see you in my next video. Y'all guys stay safe.